YouTube, what's good with y'all, man? It's your boy Go Mill. I'm back with another video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification bell on, and let's get into this video today. Now, some of you may remember my video from last year, the current state of the underground, and where I was just pretty much at that time listing my favorites in the underground, or who I thought was the best in the underground at that time. Right now, as of 2024, in the middle of 2024, I kind of want to just give a recap off of what's been going on in the underground, and just to see if musically it's in a good state or a bad state. And there's been a lot of beefs that's been going on as usual, but we're not really going to get into them, maybe besides osamason and Jace. Now we have Jace over here, who I think is one of the best obvious artists in the underground, and on the other half we have osamason, in which some people may already know how I feel about osamason's music, in which I'm not going to go over the whole thing, but pretty much osamason threw a little fun little sneak diss jab out there, and you know Jace was going to respond. He responds to every single time his name is brought up, and he proceeded to make a diss song towards osamason called Goose Creek, which accumulated 1 million views in just 2 weeks, and for an underground artist, that's pretty crazy, I'm not gonna lie. Osamason did kind of take into account to respond to Jace on Bruce Drop Him Off stream.
Lil' oh, why you got titties?
I know somebody that's not getting on no flights, twin. Not even leaving the house, but
like they don't got no money to go on no plane, or like they just can't go, like they can't leave the country or something.
just never seen a nigga out the crib.
It seems like osamason isn't really worried about this whole quote-unquote beef. It seems like he doesn't really care that much. But when I saw that Jace put up a billboard for his next album, Reverence 2, in Goose Creek, the hometown of osamason, now I'm kind of thinking, okay, maybe you have to kind of respond to this. But then again, musically, I don't think osamason can do anything to respond to Jace. I think Jace all around is just better at every single corner. But moving on from the topic of them, I don't know if you guys saw, but I made a post on my TikTok a while ago. Follow me on TikTok if you haven't. While Tana was posting promotion for his next album, Tana, I made the very bold claim of saying, I think I'm going to call it right now, this is going to be Underground Album of the Year. And to be honest, I really felt like this because of the whole lead singles with Decatur and Jesus Peace. I seem to be bumping those a lot prior to the album, so I thought Tana was really gonna come in with some heat. And he didn't really disappoint me. I mean, I really enjoyed this little small tape. Strong cuts such as Never Sober, Hell of a Night, Wake Up. Those tracks, along with a few others, have been on repeat for me. Do I think it's the best underground project of the year? Well, no, but I will get to what I think is the best in a second. What has been the deal with Summrs and Autumn? I mean, the music's not bad right now, but it just hasn't been above good. The two artists haven't really just made anything that have just blown me away. Let's try and take a look and see why. Alright, so back in late August 2023, Autumn released Midnight Club, which I guess you could say was kind of an attempt to go mainstream with his music, kind of switching up the production just a tad bit. But I don't know, it just seemed like he could have did a little bit more with this project. A lot of the beats on here kind of just give off the same formula. It is not like Autumn is switching his flow back to back or anything. Even though I enjoy the project, I feel like that's why it kind of just came and went for most fans. Fast forward to this past April, he dropped Solitary 2. And again, I mean, there's some songs on here that I really enjoy, but it just seems like Autumn isn't giving his 100%. I don't know what it is. I think he needs to switch up the production a lot more, maybe. Just maybe stand outside the box. Because on a project like Golden Child Chapter 3, he really kind of tries different stuff and mixes it in and just showcases for different styles that he can go into, and I just feel like that made up for an all-around really good project. And it just seems like GC3 just has more substance than his other projects, and I don't want GC3 to end up being his best project when the time comes, because I know Autumn has potential to make something even better than that, but I don't know, I just feel like he isn't showcasing it right now. And as for Summrs,
we move around like a mafia. It's plenty fish in the sea. Well, I like mine tilapia.
what the does that even mean? But not for real though. My thing with Summrs is I feel like he's always been in his own head a little bit about which music to drop, because his fan base is kind of driven all over the place, to be honest, and it never really does well for him. I mean, what we didn't have wasn't a bad project. It was pretty decent, but I just feel like he had too many songs on there. He also had too many half and half songs that didn't really mix together. So I know the peak is kind of still there. It just needs to be brought out. Summrs announced that his next project would be called Tale of the Raven, which is just kind of like a sequel to the 2022 album Fallen Raven. He released an EP of throwaways that he wanted to get out of the way before the album drops, titled Before the Raven. And I mean, again, it wasn't bad, but this doesn't really get me hyped for the album. And for another thing, I could not take Summrs seriously as a songwriter at all. I mean, really, key in on what he's saying sometimes, because I promise you will catch a funny line here and there. And as for the snippets he's been previewing, they're not really catching my attention much. Summrs is definitely trying to get back to that 2022 hype with Fallen Raven. That was pretty much his popularity peak, and he's really just trying to recreate that, and I hope he can, but I don't really see it happening. Some of you have may already seen my Yapo JJ review of PS Fuck You, and guessing by the score, obviously it didn't really resonate that well with me, but I did like it more than the Ian project, in which, salute to Ian, he had one of the craziest and fastest speed runs we ever saw in the underground. I think Valedictorian ended up selling like 17k, something like that, first week. So yeah, Ian's been climbing the mountain for sure. Now, on to who I think has the best current project in the underground this year. Give me a small little drum roll. I think the best underground project right now is One Life by 1AM, which kind of caught me off guard considering I wasn't really anticipating his drop that much, but I have been making the case that I think he's better than osamason. And people have been telling me I'm tripping, but with this tape, I don't know. I think the gap is a lot closer than y'all think. This whole tape has pretty much been in my rotation so far, and what I said earlier, I think it's the best underground project of the year so far. As for the rest of the underground, guys like Hard Rock has still been going crazy, and we're still awaiting projects from guys such as Until Japan, Lancey, and Dom Corleo. So we still got a lot left in the underground, to be honest. It's really been a good year for music in general so far. Let me know who is your current top underground artist of 2024, and who do you think has the best underground project right now? I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn that post notification bell on, especially like the video. It really helps. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all my socials. Join my Discord, and I'll see you in the next video. But yeah, it's your boy Goatmeal. We out.